she did feel me for quite a while and then decided, I think it's best to check this out because it could possibly be, blocked milk duct or something that's more normal. But she decided to send me in for an ultrasound. And then when I had the mammogram, it was December 20th. And then I had a staph biopsy done a couple of days later. And I had to wait through Christmas for the results. So the entire time I was just praying as hard as I could and holding on to every strand of hope. However, even through the biopsy, the radiologist pretty much told me over the phone it was cancer, and the biopsy technicians did the same. And just whatever shred of hope I had, I held on to and prayed for mainly my son, but also to allow me to survive to raise my son. And so the day after Christmas, I got the phone call from my actual OB who let me know that both the node and the tumor was malignant. And at this point, I didn't know it was inflammatory breast cancer. Getting pregnant later in their 30s and their 40s. And that's kind of what I want to be an advocate for is, spread the awareness that pregnancy or while pregnant is becoming more common. And also within the first year of postpartum, because even doctors aren't fully aware of it. And actually, these women are being, their cancer is being caught too late. And that was really, really hard for me. I was trying to find some hope online that everything can be okay, that, a support group, but it was more anxiety inducing and just extremely sad stories out there that I had to remove myself so I can hold on to any shred of hope that I had. Initially, I had an extremely vivid dream. It was a tall, skinny blonde woman who told me that she wanted to harvest my eggs, that I said that I have one egg that's too far gone. And she said, well, in that case, we can still administer chemo while you're scuba diving because then it won't affect the fetus.
You obviously remembered this dream very clearly.
It was insanely vivid and really struck me to the core. And it was actually...
And what is in the womb if not scuba diving?
And in my dream, it was technically somebody that I work with. And so the next time I saw her, I was teasing her, you're not supposed to diagnose people. What are you doing?
And why are you in my dream?
Yeah, why?
Person that I work with? This is weird.
That you can do chemo while pregnant and the kid comes out okay.
If I was
placenta
positive,
is an amazing thing.
Absolutely.
Really
if I was positive for her too, I would not have been able to get chemo while pregnant because they have to add certain antibodies that do cross the placental barrier. But because I was negative and because it's breast cancer, it's a particular breast cancer chemo, they were able to administer while I was pregnant. So it's all kind of circumstantial.
No, that's actually kind of crazy because you had an extremely rare cancer, but it was one they could treat effectively while pregnant without hurting the kid.
Yeah, that's like the stars and the moon aligning in the worst possible circumstances.
Yeah, that's kind of, I mean, you did have some good luck mixed in there.
Yeah.
At least,
amazing.
There was something good happening for you. I mean, you had to go through all that bad, but man, that could have been so much worse.
And we had discussed, the possibility of a C-section. So we waited, as long as we could. My fiance went to go get some food, and right across the street there's a McDonald's, so he hopped in the drive-through really quick. And then I spoke with the physician. She goes, I think it's time to take him. And I said, I think so too. The amount of stress I was under getting chemo while pregnant, the fear in me was just, I didn't want my afflictions to become his problem. So, and for him to have to if any of that poison ever got to him, I didn't want that for him. So it was a blessing in disguise that I got to have him early.
You seem to be doing well. Your child is healthy, which is amazing. Like after everything.
That's really the best part, in the end is the baby actually came out okay after all that.
Yeah.
Because you were big enough to fight your own fight. That baby's just at the mercy of the situation.
Exactly. I don't know what I would have done if something happened in the middle of all of this. I never slipped into depression. I slipped into my stubborn nature and leaned on faith And I just demanded that everything was going to be okay. I told
Yeah.
the universe it wasn't going to happen.
That's what you call fighting the good fight right there.
Yeah, hard
Mind
day.
over matter, right? Too. I mean, I
Exactly.
think it's that kind of
Yeah.
the attitude and your, kind of perspective on things that you can bring into any kind of difficult situation, right? It's
Absolutely.
the way you think about it and the way you act about it, and can change the way that the actual, situation goes, I think.
Thanks for joining us on the Healthcare Uprising. Make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons before you go, and take a moment to think of a friend and hit that share button. You can find us on all the major audio platforms, and we've got video on YouTube if you want to watch us in action.
You can also find us on social media on LinkedIn, TikTok, and Instagram. Just search Healthcare Uprising to find us. And if you're a new company with a cool new product, if you're someone innovating alternative methods for the health and wellness space, or if you have a personal healthcare journey you'd like to share with us here at The Uprising, please email us at healthcareuprising@gmail.com, and we'll get back to you about coming on the show. Well, that's all for this dose of Healthcare Uprising. Until the next time, keep looking for the good in the world, because sometimes it's where you least expect it.
We are not doctors and we don't play one on TV. If you need medical advice, consult with your physician or a healthcare professional. This has been a Shut Up production.
Shut up!